تعالى وبركاته, dear viewers, and welcome to Success Path, where we explore different success stories. Today's guest is Fatima Talbi, a remarkable individual whose work spans different and multiple fields. She's a co-founder, English coach, and marital relationship coach, and a TV host. Fatima, welcome with us. It is a pleasure having you here.
Thank you so much, Yusra. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you. Would you introduce yourself a little bit for us?
So you've already mentioned everything.
Yeah.
I'm Fatima Talbi. My first role is a mother of two. I'm founder of a school, Future Vision Academy. I'm also a life coach, personal relationships and personal development. I am also an English teacher. I've been teaching for 13 years so far. And I had also my own TV show about homes in Ramadan and yeah.
That's very interesting, Miss Fatima. Okay, what inspired you to take the leap and found your own school?
Honestly, it was never in my plan to open a school. I've been a teacher for 13 years, but it was recently when, with a colleague of mine, we opened a school here. So he has one in France, and we opened one here in Algeria. And it was to create top-notch education services, and also we have services to provide for students who want to study in France. So if students want to finish their bachelor's, master's, we also have another branch. So that was the main aim. We also provide top-notch, like I said, quality education in terms of languages, whether it's English as a priority, of course, French, we have even Korean, Italian, we have support classes, and of course we have Quran for kids and adults, and we also have workshops. So I tried to create something that I wanted to provide for myself, for my kids, and just put it in one environment where there's good quality, at the same time it's safe and comfortable environment.
That's very interesting, Miss Fatima. What are the challenges that faced you in creating the school and founding the school?
I think maybe the first challenge is creating a name for yourself. Usually it takes time, especially now we have so many schools going around in Algeria.
Exactly.
But not all of them.
The schools who are teaching languages are like so many.
Exactly. But then what I noticed from my experience that not all of them respect the European framework of teaching in English. So for example, we find schools who would say, let's learn English. You can 6 levels in 6 months, which is practically impossible. So there are norms to be respected in teaching or in learning any language. And I try to create this in our school. So we respect the European framework. We have techniques and books and methods that actually follow this, so we can guarantee a learning environment. And at the end, when you have your certificate, if it says B1, it's actually B1, not A1. And so I think this was one of the biggest challenges, to create a name amongst all these schools that are running around in our country.
That's cool. I mean, as a coach in English and in marital relationships, how do you balance these two distinct roles? I mean, they are so different. How do you balance doing them both?
For me, actually, they're not really different, because the way I see it, they are both coaching people. It's just sharing the knowledge that you have. When teaching English, I try to integrate my learning experience. So I started learning English when I was 14. So I try to share how I learned it, the obstacles into teaching the language. And it's the same thing when I do coaching. I try to also integrate some of my personal experience plus the knowledge that I have. So I see it as, both of them, I see them as coaching people. One is in a personal relationship and the other one is in learning English.
English, yeah. Coaching relationships can be deeply personal. What's your approach into helping people and couples navigate their challenges and build stronger relationships?
Actually, for me, it's even more difficult because I'm a highly sensitive person, and usually with such personality, you always
all
take...
women are.
Yes, usually you take the feelings for your own. I think the first key that I also learned while coaching is that to not take things personally. So I can feel for you, I can feel empathy, I can feel your emotions, but to not take everything personal. Your experience is your own. I don't try to, I can resonate with you, share my
Okay.
experience with you. But even if we have similar situation, it doesn't mean that it's the same. Sometimes your intention and mine are not the same. The other person is not the same. So I always draw a line where I keep it like this is not personal, because the moment you get involved emotionally, you stop being objective. So because you start thinking from inside of the box,
Yeah.
I always try to be a neutral person, looking at it from the outside to provide the best advice and help I can get to the other person.
That's a very good perspective. How do you incorporate your passion for education and coaching, I say, into your work as a TV host?
I think I always try to draw topics from my personal experience. So I always try to do like surveys and see what people want, what do they experience, issues that I encounter, current issues or problems, and I try to speak about them and integrate them, so to draw to more light onto them and just to bring awareness.
Yeah, that's very
them.
interesting, Miss Fatima. Dear viewers, let's go to the jingle and come back to this very special conversation. We are back with Fatima. So, Miss Fatima, what impact do you hope to achieve throughout your TV show?
I think it's to bring more awareness on current issues. I spoke about anger management, raising kids, so many topics, and I think I always try, like I said before, all the issues that I see around me, I try to bring, because I'm blessed with such a platform to
Exactly.
engage with more people. I try to educate people and just try to put more light awareness into
How
the
do
world.
you choose the
regards of this.
topics?
Usually I drew from my experience, so I see most issues in my coaching or in my teaching.
Okay.
For example, when I see most people struggle with accents in learning English or in childhood trauma, so I always try to put the light on such issues, or do surveys when I see people that are current on social media and just speak about them.
Can you share a moment or an experience that shaped your vision and changed your perspective on coaching, on teaching English, on being a founder of school?
I think probably in coaching, and I think like something that I encounter a lot, which still resonates with me, is childhood trauma. I find a lot of people, even as adults, they take with them whatever they hear when they were kids. And even in education, we find a lot of adults say, I can't learn English, it's difficult. And when you go back, you will find that it was a teacher when they were in secondary school who said something. Same thing in relationships, you find like, I'm not gonna be loved, or I can't do this. And it always go back to something the parents said when they were kids. You can't do this, you're not good enough. So I think as adults, we carry everything we have with us as kids. So from this, I just want to give an advice to parents. If you have young kids, be mindful what you say to them, because they will carry that, and it's going to shape who they are
their whole lives.
when they are adults.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, in founding a school, you've created an environment for learning and growth. What sets your school apart from the other schools, and what are the values that you most want to focus on?
I think what sets my school apart is that being a teacher who founded a school is different from having someone who was just in commerce and in business and founded a school. I always try to go with the perspective of the teacher, creating a space that is good for teachers, for students, because again, I've been a teacher, so I know what students want, what teachers need. So I think this is a key element. Also in our school, like I said, we focus on creating top-notch quality. So we follow the European framework. We also have monthly classes with native speakers, again with our school, that is with teachers that are in France. We provide speaking club, also speaking classes for our students. So we try to have something that is balanced in all ways. So you have like weekly sessions where you focus on grammar and everything, and then we have weekly sessions which only speaking. We have native speakers online. So we try to do something that is really balanced, so that at the end we have qualified teachers and qualified students with good results.
Yeah, that's very good. Now, as a person who wears multiple hats, how do you balance these roles and make sure that you're doing everything correctly and you're giving everything its all, like?
Of course, I'm a human being, so it's not
Yeah.
easy. I have my days off when I just go crazy and I just go, I can't do this. But the key here is discipline, is also to always schedule. I have a plan. It's on my fridge. Every day is scheduled for me, and I also divide it, like anything with self-care, with work, with my kids, in my relationship with my family. So every aspect in my life has a dedicated area and a dedicated time. Again, myself is also important, because when you neglect yourself, you cannot take care of others.
Yeah,
If you're
of course.
sick, you cannot take care of others. So I always try to prioritize. Every day is different. If my kids are at school, I prioritize myself. If they are at home, I prioritize them. So it's just like, it's about planning, scheduling, and just knowing what to prioritize. Of course, as a coach, I do use other techniques to help me navigate my day. And even when I feel low, I know that it's just like a period.
It's a setback.
It's a setback. It's just this time it's not okay. Tomorrow is going to be another chance to move forward.
Thank you for this beautiful piece of advice, dear viewers. Let's go and come back to continue our interesting conversation with Miss Fatima Talbi. So, Miss Fatima, you have worked with people in various stages of life and growth. What's a common thread you've noticed among those who seek your guidance and your help?
I think, like I said before, it's childhood trauma and people not being aware of such things. People always find obstacles and they cannot move past them, but most of the time it's just like something that they heard that is going on in their brains. So just lack of awareness and lack of support. Again, in our society, most adults, they don't have enough support, whether it's from their parents, whether it's from their partners. We find this cultural pressure where you have to do things in a certain way so that it obeys or it goes by the laws of the community. And I think sometimes when you think outside of the box, it's difficult. I personally went through that. Sometimes when you think differently, people will look at you in a different way.
In a weird
way. I think lack of awareness and having a strong support system. But my advice in here is that even if you don't have enough support system, if you believe in yourself, if you think it's the right way, of course,
be your support system.
Yes, be your own support system. It's better to be alone doing something that you love, and of course, it has to be in tune with our religion, with our ethics.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, but it's better to be alone, to do something alone, than to be surrounded with hundreds of people who will just say, no, you can't do that, just bring me down.
Yeah, Miss Fatima, reflecting on your journey, what has been the most rewarding parts of your career so far?
I think it's the results that I see from my clients, whether it's in learning. For example, I just had someone, we had like one-to-one in English, go through a job interview, which was amazing, alhamdulillah. Also in coaching, I had so many clients where they had obstacles in relationships. They couldn't commit to relationships, or they had so many issues, problems, fightings. And then now they always say to me, that they tell me that, oh, now I see myself differently. I know how to react. I know how to manage my relationship. So I see how they move past that. And of course, this is for the help of Allah, and of course, and then from me.
Yeah. What are your future aspirations for your coaching part, and for your school, and also for your coaching, for your TV host, I say?
I think, as anyone, I think I want to see my school in the top-rated schools in Algeria, and why not in the world. And this comes from the belief that I want to provide top, excellent quality of teaching. I want to provide excellent results for my students. In coaching, it's the same thing. I want to continue to help as many people as possible, and just if I have every day just an impact on one person, that's enough for me. And I want to continue to share that through my platform, just to be a positive leave something like my heritage will be something positive, just to be said, oh, Fatima was a kind person, she helped me, even if it was a small act. I think I want to have like a legacy where I will be remembered as a kind, helpful person.
I mean, you will be remembered,
Inshallah,
of course.
inshallah.
Thank you so much, Miss Fatima. It was
Thank you.
such a pleasure having you here. It was such a fun conversation. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
I
much.
loved it.
Thank you so much. So, dear viewers, we have arrived to the end of today's episode from Success Path. See you next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.